Hey guys, this is Troy McKnight coming at you with another Facebook Live today. I actually got a special guest. It's a tool that I actually been using a lot, guys. You guys heard me talk about contact mapping. You heard me talk about the importance of the follow up. And today, actually, I got the CEO of Contact Mapping on here, and he's actually going to share his story and talk to you guys a little bit about contact mapping, about the awesome things that contact mapping is doing. And I actually met Adrian probably about a year and a half ago, at an event, and I actually been using contact mapping step by step. So Adrian, tell them your story. Tell them a little bit about yourself and how you guys, came up with the idea of contact mapping.
Thanks, Troy. Really fun to be here with you, buddy. So rewind a little bit here. I started this company with my dad, and he has been a lifelong entrepreneur. He used to be in the restaurant business. He sold airplanes for a while. He was a stockbroker. And then about 30 years ago, he got into the network marketing profession. And around that time is actually when he got divorced from my mom. And so he was a single dad. He was, trying to find a way to be able to earn a living from home. And network marketing was the vehicle that allowed that to happen. And so I remember, years and years of listening to him talking on the phone, watching him do what he does. And he is really the most effective connector I have ever seen. And what he's really great about is that he's better than anyone I've ever met at staying in touch with pretty much everybody. And so he has 18,000 contacts in his phone. He is remarkable at staying in the lives of everybody that kind of crosses his path. And he makes people feel like they really are important to him, and that's because they are. And so I was blessed to have that upbringing and to kind of watch that and to have that rub off on me. I was the oldest kid, and so I didn't really want to go into the family business. I felt like I needed to go and forge my own path. So I spent 10 years in the corporate world, and inside of that, I actually almost without realizing it, adopted these same principles. And so I was in finance. I worked for a big technology company. And instead of being the guy who just hid behind the spreadsheet, I was the person who was out there walking across the building, building a relationship with a VP of sales or a director of marketing or whatever. And I was able to create these same connections. And so I went on my own sort of parallel path to my old man and had always dreamed of starting a company, but never really knew what I wanted to do. And in late 2016, actually Christmas Eve of 2016, there was this epiphany moment where I realized that this philosophy, which my dad had coined called contact mapping, which was his way of describing this sort of method of his madness of how he has stayed in touch with people all these years, that we needed to take that and we needed to turn it into a piece of software so that we could make it our gift to the world. Because it's so, no matter what career you're in, I was in corporate finance for a high flying technology company. He was in network marketing and restaurants and all this stuff. Whatever you do, if you know how to build real relationships and connections and to stay in touch with people, you're going to be successful and you're going to create success for others. And so that was how contact mapping was born.
Wow, and that's powerful, Adrian. Because I remember, I told you a little bit about my wife Lisa background. She's a recruiter
Yeah.
in the corporate world, and I
Yeah.
remember when she first became a recruiter, the guy that was teaching her how to be a recruiter, he told her stay in contact with your contacts because every 90 days, people's situations change. And but at that time we was right, she was writing it all down and stuff. And even myself, because I've been in network marketing for 17 years, and I used to always have a folder, with people information in it. And then we came out with the iPhones and stuff and the phones, and I actually have things that notify me kind of like when it's time to follow up with them, birthdays, anniversaries. So when you actually introduced contact mapping to me, it was like a blessing because every morning, first thing I get up, I hit contact mapping and I see who I got to follow with today. So it's powerful within itself. And back to you, your dad is a natural connector. I mean, no doubt about it. I actually spoke with him for the first time about I think a couple of weeks ago. I mean, and I
Awesome.
get on you guys. I know you guys do a show every week too. So
Yeah.
and that's powerful for people that's in network marketing. So Adrian, and I know you guys got a lot going on with contact mapping, but tell them a little bit of why should a professional use contact mapping?
Yeah. Yeah. So no matter what profession you're in, if you're a network marketer, your company probably gives you some app that they want you to use for their stuff. And there's just one problem, which is that the company owns that app. And we all think we're going to be with whatever company, whether it's a network marketing company or a corporation or whatever it is. We all think, it's going great. I don't have any plans to leave. And that's fantastic. But you have relationships that you have built that you owe it to yourself to carry with you through your whole career. And hopefully you spend your whole career, hopefully you never change companies because it's just going so great and there's never a need to change. But we all know the reality is that for a variety of reasons, just like your wife Lisa was told by her mentor, every 90 days, some circumstance of your life is changing. And so things change, and you need to have a forever database that allows you to carry those connections through your entire career. And so that's what contact mapping represents, right? Even if you're using a CRM that your company gives to you, a customer relationship management piece of software, use that for your company. But remember that every relationship has a professional and a personal dimension to it. And you're building real relationships that are bigger than whatever company you happen to be working with or for right now. And so having a way to remember that your wife's name is Lisa, that you have these two kids that are 26 and 18 years old, that they're, one of them's going to school down in Little Rock, Arkansas. All those things that are important, that are more important than business. They're the things that make you smile. They're the things that remind you that I care about you. That stuff really matters, and it doesn't belong in your corporate CRM. So have some place to keep track of that stuff that's going to carry through your whole life, and you'll be amazed at what happens in the success that you can create. That's what contact mapping is about.
Well, guys, I hope you guys get this because, like I said, I use contact mapping. And one of the most powerful things that I like about contact mapping is just like Adrian just stated. Like, if I met Adrian, I can actually like put his information in there, take a picture of him, have it downloaded in there also. But I can put met Adrian at the grocery store. He told me he had his own business. And then every time I follow up and talk with Adrian after that conversation, I can actually put notes. I might have I knew at that point that he had a kid or whatever, but I got notes and stuff because that relationship it's got to become personal. Because when you build strong personal relationships, you could take that anyway. I'm in network marketing like we talked about, right, Adrian? But it's a lot of people. I got connections and I got relationships with people that's not in network marketing. Like yourself, you came out with this awesome software. And I had a bunch of people and hosts and stuff I've had on here that I talked to about what they had going on. See, my thing of it is, Adrian, I want to give value. I don't care what profession they're involved in. I want to give them something that I know that they can use to help them grow their business or grow themselves. That's why I love what you and your dad do what your show you do every week, because you guys are always giving value. I'm going to make you laugh. Your dad had this, I bought this book. I told your dad, every time you do that show and he got somebody on there, I'm buying a book almost every week now, but I haven't bought a book that was bad yet. And but I know you guys got a community too that's attached to contact mapping. Could you explain that a little bit, Adrian? Because I think that's powerful within itself.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that. So here's the thing. We've had this company for about 2 years now that we've had a product out there in the world. And one of the big things we discovered, Troy, is that people don't fail to follow up with their contacts and fail to keep in touch because they don't think it's important, right? We know that it's important, and yet we struggle to do the things that we know matter, that we know are going to help us in our life because we don't have the right habits and the right structure around that. And what we also, so we did a deep dive into, okay, well, how do we help our community to create that? And the answer to that way to help your users to form new habits is to create a tribe, to create a community that allows them to do that. And so as a contact mapping premium user, you get access to this unbelievable training and coaching community where every Monday we have a weekly launch call and we train you and we give you a set of goals and challenges that you can set for yourself for the week to make sure that you set yourself up for success and you're making progress on a weekly basis. And then every Friday we have what's called Feedback Friday. We celebrate our wins together. And then it's a live coaching call where people can bring up like, hey, I'm talking to this person and I got kind of stuck here. How could I have handled that differently or whatever? And so it's like this, it's this big mastermind, and it's amazing because it transcends companies, it transcends industries, and it's this group of people that understand the power of connections, all working together to empower one another to grow bigger and to be better in the world. And the testimonials and the feedback that are coming from people having breakthroughs in that space have just blown me away. We've had this for 60 days, and I don't know how we lived without it before this existed because it's so special.
Wow. So is that like, can they sign up for that on contactmapping.com, or how do they find out about that, Adrian?
Yeah. So quick kind of overview. So Contact Mapping has 2 tiers. We have a completely free version of our software, no credit card required, free forever. And that gives you the app, and it gives you a portion of what we have going on in the community that you can access. So you can do all that on contactmapping.com. The community portion of it is actually in community.contactmapping.com, but we get you plugged into all that stuff when you sign up. And then the premium version that we have gives you access to premium features inside of the software. So you get a Facebook Messenger integration where you can do amazing stuff if you're growing your business on Facebook. And we're going to do the same thing with LinkedIn and Twitter here in about a month's time. You get access to a Chrome extension, so you can use it not just on your phone, but on your computer. And then you also get access to this premium portion of the training and the accountability and the coaching that's exclusive to those premium members. And so you get all that, and it's only $30 a month or $300 a year. So it's really, really an affordable investment in you, and people have just been blown away by what they're getting from it.
So slow down just a minute, Adrian, because you just gave them a lot of value, and you're telling me you guys have came up with a way where they can get all of that for just $30 a month.
That's right, man. Pretty exciting.
I mean, and it crazy, and I feel pretty bad because I know because when we met, y'all guys didn't have the community. And I kind of
brand new. Actually, let me show you this. This is kind of fun. So like we were talking about, right? I got some email here. That is Troy and me in Dallas 2 years ago. That's when we first met. And so I will forever remember that was the moment, dude, that we got to know each other. And I've got that forever. Every time you call me on the phone, I think back to that day that we met. It's so special. And so that's part of what you can do is you're getting that sort of experience. It's really special.
And that's powerful, guys. And I'm going to share a little bit. I remember Adrian, when we met, we kind of had a connection because you gave me a shirt. I signed up for it. I ended up getting like 15, 20 contacts that day while I was there uploading them. But not only that, you had reached out to me once before and said, "Hey, Troy, we need to do a Facebook Live." Remember? I don't know if you remember that or not.
Yeah.
But at that point in my career, Adrian, I wasn't on Facebook like this. I was too afraid.
Yeah. Wow, you're such a natural, man. I don't think you were ready to admit that to me back then, but I would never have thought that. You're so good.
Thank you, man. But no, I was too afraid to actually get on Facebook and do videos like this. And just like you said, with the community that you guys have formed in Contact Mapping on the community side, that actually empower people to get out their comfort zone, sound like, and take their life to the next level. And I truly believe that I don't care what type of sales or what are you doing or via network marketing, you need that. You need that tribe. You need the people that's going to encourage you, that's going to coach you, that's going to be there to help you. Because we know, Adrian, just like you, the CEO of Contact Mapping, some days are not great, but it's good to be able to pick up the phone or get in this tribe and call some people like Adrian, or them get in the tribe, Contact Mapping, and be motivated to go out there and give it another shot. So $30 a month. What's the name of that they sign up for? I can have my wife type it in there. Because you said some kind of community through an app.
Yeah, so you can get the community part of it it's at community.contactmapping.com.
Community@contactmapping.com. If you're actually looking at this, Lisa, type that in there.
Yeah, community.contactmapping.com.
Okay, and they can actually sign up for that. So they go to contactmapping.com first, and then they sign up for the premium package, which is $30 a month.
Yep.
And then they automatically comes a part of that. So see, man, I've been missing it. Adrian, you should have texted me or something to tell me about it, because I've been using Contact Mapping, and I think I paid $9.97 or $9.99 a month.
Right.
Because that's when you guys first came out with it. So right when we get off this, I'm going to actually upgrade. Now I joined I joined the community, but I just didn't understand what was going on with it. Fully.
Yeah, dude, I can't wait for you to get involved in this. It's going to be you're going to be so great for these other members to learn from you, and you're going to learn so much. Like it is really taking off. So I'm excited to get you plugged in there.
So guys, Adrian, I really want to thank you for your time today. I really do, brother. And if you can leave them with one tip that you learned from your dad about how important building relationships is, could you do that for my audience?
Yeah, absolutely, man. So we call these things the 4 pillars. There's 4 things that have to be true in any relationship for you to really, really do big things together. And here's the 4 things. Does that person feel like you love them? Does that person feel like they're safe with you? does that person feel like they can trust you? And do they feel like they belong in your tribe? So love, safe, trust, and belong. And if those four things are true, you become an unstoppable force together. And in order for those things to be true, you have to love yourself. You have to believe that you can make other people safe. You have to be trustworthy, and you have to have a place for people to belong with you, that you can invite them into your world. And so that's the first step, is actually inner work for you to do that. But once you clear those things and you start thinking about your relationships through that frame, and you start creating relationships that reflect that, people will come out of the woodwork wanting to be a part of what you're doing. And it becomes this unstoppable force, because you create a space where they can feel heard, where they feel seen, where they feel loved. And that's what we're all looking for in this world. And so that's really, the follow-ups and all the stuff that we show you how to do, that helps you to make that. That's all the tactical pieces, but this foundational stuff is really where the magic happens. And that's what's happening inside of this community. So that's the seed I want to plant with your group of folks here, that if you start thinking about your relationships in that way, and you think about where is that missing, anybody that's saying no to you, I promise you, at least one of those four of those categories, something isn't right there. And when you fix that, people would start saying yes, because they'll say yes to anything that you're doing, because they're saying yes to you.
That's powerful within itself, Adrian. Hey, man, I want to really thank you for taking the time out today, actually doing this. But also, guys, contactmapping.com. Actually, and Lisa put it in the chat, so you can actually join Contact Mapping there, and then you can sign up for the premium package and actually join the community and get the coaching and stuff you need to take your business to the next level. Because I'm gonna leave you guys with this. I personally love network marketing, and one of the reasons why is because it forced you to grow. It forced you to be a better person overall. And when you got an opportunity to actually be a part of something like the community that Contact Mapping has in place, it's something that, as a marketer or somebody that's building something in this industry, need, because it can be challenging. So with that, guys, thank you guys for taking your time out, looking at me, visiting with me, Adrian, today. Adrian, I really appreciate it again, brother, and God bless. And you guys have a great day. Tell your dad I said hi, Adrian.
I will, for sure. And Lisa, you're awesome. I want to meet you. Have a good one.
All right.
See ya.
See you later.